Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 own. Crossroads. In the north, it is McBain fighting for the German army, the Wehrmacht, taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzer Division here with Lightning War, Storm Doctrine, and Blitzkrieg with Panzerfaust mines and machine gun bullets. In the south, it is a poor farmer fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, and the 20th Tank Corps. Here with the airborne troops, tactics, surge shock army, and shock rifle, double infantry, and mine bullets. Note the bulletins, including one for faster conscript training there. Bit of a note with one there. Also, big thanks to May I Be Me for donating and supporting the Propagandacast with his money. So big thanks to you, May I Be Me. You're part of my company here, alongside all those who support me on Patreon. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon or just donating. Links in the description. And as always, please remember as well to like, subscribe, and share. It would help me out fighting against the weird algorithms of YouTube. So that would make me very happy if you could do that as well. And of course, you do subscribe. Remember to press the bell button there so YouTube is slightly more checked up about my videos. We've got double comes there for Poor Farmer, pushing up west side here. We've got the pioneers in the far here from the advancing in years, Grenadiers on the way. Not by that McBain went for a double pioneer, so allowing to grab more territory in the early game, but obviously leaving with less immediate combat firepower versus the Soviets. We got the infantry in here to try and support the pioneers, but the pioneers are getting focused down here pretty aggressively by Poor Farmer. So he'll have to, I think, try and get the machine into position faster, bait them into the MD42 sacrifice here with the pioneers. Though he's risking losing the pioneers soon. Grenadier squad has finally arrived here for McBain. That's going to take a bit of time. Of course, he might also find the car point important engineers and doesn't get them suppressed. Second burst, though, does the training engineers, or Grenadiers caught here by the conscripts here around the car point. It's going to be another engagement here between McBain and Poor Farmer. Needs to revisit the machine gun again. Pioneers probably to support here as well, and probably keep the pioneers in the close flank here of the machine gun so it doesn't get flanked here, because this is going to risk being a bit of a blind spot. And I think, in fact, Poor Farmer looks like he's going to be realising this, and I think even McBain is realising that's a bit of a blind spot. Grenadiers versus conscript on the car point. Pioneers moving up, machine gun position. That's not in time here. Pioneers much support. In theory, support gunners with the pioneers might have a chance against the conscripts. We clear them up. They still take a lot of damage. He needs being suppressed, then murdered in the negative cover. Already down to 2 men in the MD42. Crew need to retreat that one soon. Doing some damage here, but they're about to get wiped out. And the MD42 is about to get cleared out as well. Oh, he's going to go try grabbing it there. Go guard though the conscript squad, but it does look like he's going to make a run over the MD42, punishing the Bane. First ending is like there with the MD42. Can't happen even to the best, but certainly not great there for McBain. Not great at all. More counter there for Poor Farmer. He's going to replace that MD42. That is definitely going to make the early game here much tougher for the Wehrmacht, since losing the MD42 this early on is typically one of the worst things that can happen when the opponent grabs it. Third Grenadier squad mode through Bane. We'll have to see what he does, but he should probably try and push more eastwards. And I think he should also consider some mines or now to try and slow down some of Poor Farmer's advances here. Probably shots being fired there. Third Grenadier squad halfway done there for Bane. Back here, troops reinforcing. Pioneers being about here as well. Constant being held up. Troops reinforcing, including the MD42, which is already good to go there in Poor Farmer's service. Pioneers to 4 kills, close to 5 in fact. Also close to veterans you want. More troops arriving here. McBain dispatching forces eastwards, though he still has to keep some here, I think, on the left side as well to keep that guarded up. Looks like we're seeing another engagement here in the east. Note he's mined off here the cover there. Good work there by Poor Farmer. Bit of foresight there. A lot of players moving from north like to use that bit there for cover and pushing for the fuel point. So mining that is a great idea. How will McBain respond to the MD42? Will try and go for fast tech and go for some light vehicles to counter it. That could be a strong move here from McBain to maybe also then regain the MD42, say rushes out a flame for a half track. That could actually be a potent trick here to consider. We do get the check from McBain. These pioneers versus engineers, and we got the Grenadier squad coming up there. Meanwhile, though, he is certainly fighting at a disadvantage versus a Poor Farmer, who I'm pretty sure is more than pleased that again he managed to steal his opponent's MD42 this early on. Grenadiers surrounded by the conscript. Grenadiers falling a bit back here. Tech halfway down there for McBain in the southeast. Got pioneers for flame versus engineers. Grenadiers moving there as well. There should be able to gain the eastern fuel. Constant being shot to bits by the Grenadiers. Not looking great. The M42 covered against an immediate counter-attack for the cemetery. Good there for Poor Farmer. Obviously, that's great for McBain. Second pioneers got the move. And tech almost done. Guessing he's not then planning their fast. Like to make a nice company into a Flampanzer Wagner. So I think it became those pioneers back at base to, build it as soon as possible. Seizing the southeastern point. Finding nice focus around the center here. As both sides are now focusing on securing their little slice of the map there. Field infirmary up there for Paul Farmer back in his base. McBain, of course, could also consider punting on these. It would be great for all the conscripts. That's anywhere to get more than one punt on the squad to get you to make some pretty strong pushes, I think, against Paul Farmer currently. Noting another player have yet to commit to a doctrine here. Comes bring it there for the card point. Not bad there. Up and the machine gun. Could try to get off a rifle grenade here, actually, if he realizes this. I don't think he does. But I think a rifle grenade here, slight angle, could actually take out the entire machine gun crew. Oh, he does go for it. Up to in this case, not enough, but does take out half of it. Gonna have to force him to consider retrieving that machine gun or risk losing it back to McBain, which would be great for McBain, and obviously a bit bad for Paul Farmer. We do get the like to make a nice company up there. So we'll have to see what it goes for. 2-2 could, of course, also be an idea. Machine gun remains in position around this. Still, the carve pawn has been hit, and Paul Farmer is now getting 0 fuel. And before the advancing grenadiers, suppressing them as they try their best forwards, but that is not enough against the might of the MD42. Back reinforcement. Like to make a nice company. Then we got mines to the carve pawn there. Paul Farmer, Bowley going. We got the 2-2 on the way from McBain and the German army, the Deutsche Wehrmacht. And the South Indians marched up with their own flamethrowers. Machine gun there, repositioning again. Certainly a small chance of the 2-2 maybe rushing and cleared out. He could also theoretically do with a half-track field of infantry. Maybe just go for like the flamethrower version. Just charge in there with some good troops, cleared out and do the job. But right here, thumbs up to Paul Farmer. He merges actually almost depleted control to then get the machine up to full strength. Thumbs up there, in fact 2 thumbs up Paul Farmer. Solid play there. Definitely something they tend to get a bit of look. There you go, some fuel not being cut off and mining up there. Good work by Paul Farmer as well. McBain is certainly having to work hard here after losing that machine gun like he did. Machine gun outmaneuvered by the grenadiers. This could be a great rifle grenade here. This could punish Paul Farmer there. There we go. Not quite as great as could have hoped for, but certainly leaves in a less than great condition. Sadly, the 2-2 not nearby. Also maybe had a chance to clear it out there with the 2-2. Still pushing through the centre, pushing up the eastern settlers there as well. McBain is still in there, mounting a counter-attack here versus the Soviets. Paul Farmer's only got the spotting company up now. I mean, might see the machine gun go down here. The problem is he's not going to be able to do anything with it within his opponent's base. Anti-tank grenade is ready. He's going to get hit in front of the base entrance from the disc emplacement there. 2-2 down to half health. Grabbing the carve point there and grabbing the fuel point as well. Good work there. Eastern fuel being ceased. Need to get something in the deal with that. That's not going to be the 2-2 though. And we got another MD42 from McBain and the German army. Holding up there. Grabbing points here. Done a deal on watch with the MD42. Fun fact, the average Panzer Grenadier squad for most of the war was basically just, you know, higher quality grenadiers with 2 light machine guns rather than 1. Little fun fact there. I mean, the whole assault rifle thing was a much later thing that sort of happened there. So, little fun detail there. Pioneers have taken up the 2-2 taking a lot of damage in the process. Contra being shot to bits out in the open. Grenadiers could try and advance a bit further here in the east side. We get a big push here by Paul Farmer with constant flame for engineers and whatnot. Need to treat those grenadiers before they get annihilated. That'd be quite a waste of McBain. Telemine standing for McBain as well, very good. Additional fun fact, the Telemine was actually quite a flexible mine. It could also be used as a demolition charge effectively. In fact, the Germans for the times basically just chucked the Telemines into Soviet advances and then with a detonation cord basically set it off in their midst, basically blowing them to bits. Some more, I suppose, like a satchel charge really. Plus they had a little trick where they basically slap it on a board, several in fact on a board, and then when a tank was about to pass by they yanked the board out and, you know, right under the tank and just set it off that way. So they were quite inventive when it came to the Telemine, highlighting the utility of the Telemine in fact. Pack 40 from McBain there, the Panzer Abwehrkanone 40. This is 3 division field gun there for a Paul Farmer. Back here reinforcement healing for, well, most of the reinforcement, I don't think I'm seeing any healing actually. Also no sign of doctrine here for the other side. Both players so far hesitant by just a bit. Comes those grenadiers in the centre. Molotov off here. Need to treat those grenadiers. Also signalling that Paul Farmer's gone for every upgrade there back at his regimental field headquarters. Comes to suppress here a bit. Digging in here with sandbags. Machine gun also on the watch against any German attackers. No tech yet further for Paul Farmer. We do get Shock Army. That is a rare doctrine here. Does open up for submachine guns, shock troopers, the Hay Mortar, howitzers, and the R2 Sturmwechsel. But it's already just a really rare doctrine. Most players tend to go for something else. It's not necessarily because it's bad, it's just what most people tend to prefer is either just something really overwhelming like this with T40 conscripts and, you know, other fun stuff, or they tend to prefer doctrines as calling tanks. And this one doesn't quite have either. I mean, the submachine gun conscripts aren't bad at all, but they're not quite SVT-40 conscripts either, which are effectively safer. Plus, you get the Disc-Ahead machine gun, which of course is also pretty damn grand. And of course, the rocket strafe. But again, Shock Army, very solid doctrine, if perhaps not as flashy. Tank command up here for Paul Farmer and the Red Army. 20th Tank Corps lining up, field gun shoots, misses here. Charging in, there we go, we got the PPH-41 up there for Paul Farmer's front of it, getting caught the building before troops are pressed in negative cover, taking heavy damage. His Yuri drops first, but there you go. Dyatlov chucks the Molotov and lights the entire facade on fire. That's going to force them to get out of there. And comes from the right flank being pushed back as well. Note as the war went on, the conscripts actually, or the Soviet infantrymen, I suppose a better way to put it, were being heavily equipped with submachine guns. In fact, by 1944-45, roughly every second man in the Soviet division or tank or whatever would have been equipped with submachine guns. Like they went from initially they had like these specific units I think called Udani. Again, that one I can't really vouch for as I have to pronounce correctly or whatever. In fact, I'm getting the name wrong entirely. But these chaps are sort of meant to be like shock units. But then as the war went on, they just submachine guns became more and more commonplace amongst the Soviet infantry. So little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. Contact on the west side. MG42 was the advantage on these pioneers. Rifling up against the MG42. Nice little hit there. Going up the west side. And routing the east, good work there. Also note the SH and the name PPH-41 is actually the inventor's name Spagen. Well, inventor. He basically, I believe, improved in a sense the PPD-40, which was made by Dictator, the same man who made the DP light machine gun. And so I was saying that sense improved upon it, made a I think easier to produce design that was also had some other benefits. Grabbing here the Western fuel point away there though from McBain. No sign of doctrine there from McBain, still no sort of clue there. Guessing Lightning War Blitzkrieg. I mean, he could of course also go for a surprise storm doctrine. That would also be amusing for sure. Insurgents advancing front of it, charging with their submachine guns, the Molotovs, their faith in the Soviet Union. And there you go, gunners up close, definitely losing up to the submachine wielding front of it there. Taking a lot of damage, going straight here for the next one of these. Caught force retreat as well there for McBain. 10 on mine there as well. Good mining overall there by McBain. Thumbs up. That we can also hear in the background. Poor Farmer is also mining up, of course. So very good there. Both sides mining, and we get the first shock to the squad out here for Poor Farmer. Also, another fun fact about the PPSH-41, the Germans actually captured millions of them, and they actually used a lot of them themselves. In fact, I think they roughly converted 1 to 2 millions of them to using German ammunition. So that should sort of tell you, how much they actually, to some degree, actually valued it as a submachine gun, and again, how well it was used. I believe, in particular, veterans were also just fond of locking them around. So, little fun fact there. This pump company up there for McBain could go for Fast Panther 4. Well, fast could go for Panther 4 right now, be pretty effective. Poor Farm, in fact, while he has gone for the Tank Command, it's not gone for a T7, anything like that. And certainly at this point, he might be just better off going for the Mechanized Armor Company and begin pushing for medium armor. As I was just going to, lose that to Panther 4, even Ostwind. Got another field gun there for Poor Farmer, probably realizing he's likely to be on the receiving end of the German Panzerwaffe and deciding he probably wants a second field gun to forestall that, hurting him too badly. McBain can now go for the Panzerkampfwagen 4 and definitely should, in my opinion. Pack 40 hanging back here, ground western point with the Grenadier. He's sneaking about there. Machine gun there, holding back as well. There goes smoke screen off. Very nice to exploiting the fact he keeps precision machine gun there to then preemptively chuck a smoke grenade. Good tactical move there by Poor Farm. They've got the 2-2 racing in, but even then, it's a bit difficult to stop them in the smoke with the 2-2. Anti-tank grenade goes off as well there. Pretty bad. Chopped and occupying the building. Creating a foothold there. It's got the field coming up. They're probably going to bombard some troops then. Deal with those. Could actually bombard the machine gun there behind the outhouse, I believe. Comes there by hitting the dirt, but they're still taking a lot of damage there since they're still in negative cover, meaning even if they are taking less damage, they're still in a pretty bad position. Flamethrower needs to bring up, rifling over in the building. Good shot there by McBain. There go 2-2, takes a nice hit from the field gun. Pack 4 needs to reposition as well. There's shock pushing it, taking a lot of damage. Machine gun firing at reasonable point blank range, and there go Flamethrower as well. Grenade goes off almost taking up McBain's second MG42. Transport there, still holding up, but finally retreating. Field gun in the centre there. Needs to get out of there. Grenadiers advancing. McBain really, I think, would benefit from some punch grenadiers. I'm surprised he still hasn't gone for a tank. Like, he's definitely dropping the ball there in not going for a Panzer right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure the local Panzer companies just like going, hey, don't you need us, guys? Like, we're waiting here. You got the requisitional resources. Just call it in, you know. Do it. Now he's going for tier 4. I definitely feel like this is a bit of a slip with their McBain. I can understand the Yaki field. Maybe he's confident and get away with it, but he's just, you know, push for medium armor while he's always set it up and just, you know, push out and Poor Farm because it gives Poor Farm maybe more time to push back at him. They make the heavy armor stuff there less amazing. We'll have to see though, but he at least should have pushed for a Panzer 4 here before trying even to go for tier 4, in my opinion. Then again, like, he could build it and probably get out, say, a fast Sturmpanzer Panther with the resources he has, so again, to an extent, I can understand it, but I think there's more valuable personally just going for a bunch of medium armor. But we'll have to see, though. Pioneers retreating here, comes still, you know, being fired at there again, heading the dirt, but routed by the MD-42. We got 496 to 352. McBain in the strong lead here versus a Poor Farm at the moment, though McBain is yet to go for Doctrine. Now we got Panzer Grenadier. Is McBain actually planning on going for the Tiger tank here? That would be a bit silly since, well, he's still 4 command points away from that one. Like, it was planning tier 4. He should definitely build the heavy Panzercon, you know, get ready for it. But getting Panzer Grenadiers, I think, a very good move, and I would definitely recommend getting 2 of them. I would strongly recommend that. In fact, I would advise it. So back here, reinforcement, healing, all that stuff. Mobilized reserves are going for some of the conscript squads. The ones, of course, that aren't being equipped with submachine guns. Would be a bit much if you mobilize reserves and equip them submachine guns. That would be, yeah, that'd be like you say, you know, add veteran grenadiers to grenadier squad and then add the LMG-42 on top of that. That would be a bit much. Now, apologies, they're coming right. They're going to 2-2. Heavy Panzer squad up from McBain. We'll have 2 to go. So he's also gone for Storm Doctrine now. Can't say I saw that one coming. I mean, ambush camouflage and this stuff is great, plus sprinkling for example on the Panzer Grenadiers is actually pretty handy as well, plus of course ambush camouflage on the Panzer Grenadiers is pretty damn solid as well. Nice grenade in the retreat path there. Good read there by Poor Farmer on McBain. In theory, he could also go for half-tick for the Regal Mines. I mean, people tend to underestimate it, but just being able to mobilize an enemy tank or vehicle is pretty powerful. Got the Storm Punch on the way here for McBain. Yeah, I guess. I think you should go for a Panther first either way, since that can actually deal with tanks. And at some point, you should be starting expecting hit by tanks by 9. He's only got 1 Pack 40 otherwise, which is not necessarily going to be like slow down a tank force for very long. In particular, not with what other stuff their Poor Farmer has backing it up. But anyway, Strong Panzer Fear, halfway down the McBain, moving up here in the car point, digging in there with conscripts, field guns nearby as well. East side, they've been grabbed as well, mining up. There's thoroughly there by Poor Farmer. Thumbs up there. Obviously, bloody annoying to deal with as the German player, but, you know, he's not there to, you know, do it for your benefit. Storm Panzer V almost done. T-3476 almost done as well. There we go. Should add the pin mark machine in there for extra damage. Definitely always a good upgrade in my opinion. There we go. T-3476 then mobilized for a Poor Farmer and the Red Army. 20th Tank Corps rolling them out. Needs to match the car punch. John Punch is sitting out there. Equipped with a 150mm howitzer gun. Basically meant for just blasting buildings and fortifications into rubble. Was also quite effective to some degree versus armor due to the sheer amount of high explosives when it basically having the same sort of effect as the ISU 152, except it actually had more high explosives than the shell, so probably actually bigger impact on medium armor. Meaning really uncomfortable to be in a tank that come under fire from it. Really uncomfortable. And they may even had heat rounds for them, which of course would have been quite effective if they could hit it with as well. And this field continues around the center, got a rifle grenade off there, very good. Sturm Panzer hanging back here. Probably shouldn't park it next to the point, so Poor Farmer knows for a long time where it is, so that way, you know, doesn't have to worry about it there. There we go, finally getting a move on here. In the center, shock 2 puts back the gun is backed up with the T-34, Pack 40 moving up, but it's not going to be enough there. It's going to need the Storm Panzer up to stop the shock troopers now. Ultimately, want to rush those units back in the base towards you as well. Storm Punch Marine, M42 armor. T-54 on the move. Forced to move the pack forward, of course, to avoid being murdered by the Shocks. But there you go, Storm Punch to the rescue. Shock was taking a minor loss there. Splyatlov gets blown to bits by the Storm Panzer, which translates to assault tank.
We are losing territory.
Field gun, constant fire here, but it's all giving way his position into the field guns. Direct hit there through the sidearm of the Storm Panzer here. We got 459 versus 336. Pun uses a constant on the west. Still no pin on machine gun. We got more grenades there from McBain. Still not. Oh, we do get ambush count from the machine, and then he pops into the building where he can't really ambush itself, though that would be pretty neat. Damage sent in there on the Sturmpanzer. Another shot fired. Tombstone demolished. And T-54 taking heavy damage to the Pack 40 in the Panther Faust. Almost got it, but it's using the building here cleverly to avoid the Pack 40, making it much harder for the Pack 40 just to destroy it. So thumbs up there to Pull Farmer, though the question is, can he keep this up for much longer? Meanwhile, Field pursuing the Sturmpanzer and the two up north. Constant blocking the path of the Panthers. Oh, I'm paying attention. Not good, not good. McBain, Scheiße, Rückzug. Counter-tank against the field guns, flanking the light machine gun with the Storm Panzer as well there. Bold move here by McBain, trying to turn the tables in. Paul Farmer, 2-2 down, almost gets one of the field guns there with the Storm Panzer. Almost, but he does get away here. Now we got troops charging in, need to get the Storm Panzer to safety before it gets, anti-tank grenade and the field gun shoot it to bits, or the T-34 flanked for that matter. Although that's probably not going to happen anytime soon to the engine damage he'd suffered actually. Great hit with the Storm Panzer, obliterates almost the entire conscript there with a high closure shell. Another shot there, didn't quite land as well. Damaged engine on the Sturmpanzer 4, need to fix it up schnell. And really could benefit from a Pillman machine gun as well, but I'm guessing he's trying to nudge it up here for a Stuka bombing strike at the right time to be able to blow apart some of the Paul Farmer's units. We got another T-54 there for Paul Farmer, whereas McBain is now going for the Panther 4. Looks like he's realised he can't afford to go for anything else here from the Heavy Panzer Corps for the time being. He just needs something at a lower price point. And can sort of do the job, and a Panther 4 will certainly do the job. Though still contend he should have gone for a bunch of them first before trying to go for T4 personally. Good day from the Pack 4 and T-34 from 6, Panther 4 halfway done. T-34 from 6 almost done. Pack 4 shot number 2 missed the T-34 there. More mines from the Paul Farmer. Very good, very good. Contra there was Storm Punch on the west. Shot fired. And second T-54 arrives, Panther 4 almost done. East half got the M42 on its own. All forgotten by both sides. And then go T-54 mobilized also mine here by Paul Farmer. Very good again. Very thorough mining from this fellow. Very thorough. Definitely something to learn from. Both on how to do it, but also on why your opponent need minesweepers. Good hit then the T-54 to get the machine out there. Panther 4 hit Storm Panzer. There you go, Panzer as well there. Field guns being charged, but the Panzer's going to leave. We got Stuka bombing strike inbound. Need to get the Panzer out. There we go. I think use them as bait there to maybe cause some confusion and tension. Oh! One field gun down, contract heavy damage. T-54 flanking the Storm Panzer. It's heavily damaging to the Pack 40 round. There gets the Panther 1 as well. Field gun shoots, he's going to lose the Storm Puncher, I think. Might get one of the T-34s though, possibly both. Storm Puncher down, T-34 down. Don't think you're able to get the other T-34 unless it hits a turn mine. And there are none there, unfortunately, for McBain there. Panther 4 that's going for it, needs to cover the field guns around. Pioneers swing about here, try and take it out here. We got smoke bombs on the field guns as he maneuvers the Panther 4 there. A bold move here, McBain, and it pays off, I think, possibly beautifully. Yes, yes, the field guns can't hit and target it easily. Panther 4 takes out the T-34 from 6, then swings about. Meanwhile, the Pioneers swing out the fires there. Field guns are trying to target. He keeps swinging about. They're circling about both the field guns. They're too close to each other. Constant moving ahead. They need to get the Panther 4 out there now. Oh, scheiße. Damaged engine. And the field gun slid up the Pillman machine guns on the Panther 4. Constantly crewing it. Can he get it to safety? No, gets knocked out with the field gun. Still, that was incredibly close there. Only losing the pack 4, they'd be pretty awkward. He's also still short in infantry. You got another T-34 for poor farm. Of course, there's one of the sort of advantage with the T-34 and 6. They are so easy to replace, like you lose a tank. Sure, it sucks, but you can just quickly go for another one. So if Germany lose a tank, you usually have to spend a lot more time. And it's also one of the dangers again of T4 because they're extra expensive. So they just take even longer to build the resource to replace. So it's much harder to just build up a sufficient mass of them there compared to the Soviet T-34-76. Shock to challenge on his MD42 pioneers bring up T-34-76 almost done. And there he goes, Shock was routed. Pioneers back, they're going to grab the field gun. That actually not be a bad. He's going for an Ostwind though. Not entirely sure if I'm a big fan of that one personally. Also don't think he's going to make it back with that field gun. It was a nice attempt though. But yeah, I think going for an Ostwind here might be a bit ambitious there by McBain. I can understand why though, but not necessarily what I would advise. Oh, with T for the push moving up, he's going to need to get other stuff here to cover up the retreating field gun. Need to get the Pack 40 set up here to cover it as well. I mean, if you can get the field gun back to his base, reinforce it in all good and order. Great there for McBain. That gives him 200 tank into support farmers armor, which is going to be nice and helpful. Can fast off there, bit awkwardly timed. Pack 40 also striking here. Just losing at least the field gun there, and he might lose the Pack 40 here. Engineers still in trouble. Could see a wipe there on poor farmers engineer squad. Yup. But there you go, big flank here with the conscripts. Almost got, he did get them. Ostwind arriving, need to get a bound grenade, have things in this, I think you'd be seeing these retreat. Ostwind moving up there, Pack 40 to turn around here, it's utter chaos, Panzer's routed, Panther fast off here. Ostwind moving to deal with the infantry, he's trying to deal with it, now he's turning around to deal with the T-34 while the Pack 40 punches away there at the front. Damage into the Ostwind, almost got the T-34 from the 6. One more shot, constantly moving ahead here. Got it with the main gun in the Ostwind. It's out, it's damaged. Engine is damaged well. Needs to recruit the machine. Need to get everything in there. I think he risked losing the Ostwind before he got to do much there. Smoke bombs off here. Field gun recruit right in front of the base, in front of everything else there. Holy smokes. And the Ostwind goes down to the anti-tank grenades. Yeah, the Ostwind in the end did not quite do as much good. They should have been more careful with it, obviously, as well. But it was a desperate situation, I suppose, to move McBain, so I can understand why he made the call. But in the end, it was still, I think, a bad call. Then other field was being hauled back all the way there from more or less the entrance to McBain's space. Certainly quite the headache fight. Mines laid down. We're going to do it with the minesweepers. Still short infantry. The poor farmers not. We got the shocks coming out. Their field gun is, in fact, eloping back here to poor farmer's base. Hell of a rescue there by poor farmer. Mine goes off. Shocked is bouncing the pumps was going to these. We got bun grenade off. Sadly, not quite enough there. What will McBain go for next? MD4 to the supporting. Shocked is taking heavy damage for the pumps going to these, and of course the MG42. And there you go, Shock Troopers routed. We got 428 versus 263. McBain still has a significant victory point leader of poor farmer back here to reinforcing healing. Another pack forward there for McBain to help deal with poor farmer's armor. And he, at some point, really needs to get out more troops. Since just the Grenadier squad and the Panther Grenadier squad just isn't going to cut it long run. Versus 3 country squads and Shock Trooper squad. Need to treat those Panthers before they get wiped there. Would be a bit of a loss there for McBain to lose them right then and there. Pack 4 number 2 almost done. Moving up the Eastern Service and Pioneers on a little mission there. Obviously one which a poor farmer's T-34 from 6 is quick to spoil. Pioneers need to get away. We got a big push on the west side as well by poor farmer's infantry. Second pack 40 ready, going for more Grenadiers there. Sandbags in the centre. Ground on the west side, moving up the eastern side here. Looking to outmaneuver. Of course, perhaps has forgotten about the MD42 and where it might be hiding. In which case, he will certainly be reminded in a most spectacular fashion soon. Hey, Jürgen, whatever happens to the MD42 Russian? Oh, scheiße, it's there! Oh, God! Ground on the western field point there with the conscripts. Ground the centre victory point, or the eastern point there, centre victory point to seize. Now we got 418 versus 250. Poor Farmer's now the one bleeding out McBain. McBain could soon go for Stuke here as a poor Farmer. Great pack hits on the T-34. Flare mine goes off. Machinery pushing there, going for infantry hit there. Need to grenade that one, I think. There we go. Almost got it there, in fact, but not quite enough in the end. Does get away there. Lucky for a poor Farmer. Will McBain go for Stuke? Will chance out for a Panther 4 here. Will he go for another Ostwind? M40 positioning. Pack 4 is sort of covering up each other a bit. Decent there. Pioneer's moving too far. It's playing the field guns though. Shock to the Vinci Pepper M40 got punched on the other side of the smoke screen. Gunnies might actually survive due to the smoke screen throw down there by this shock troopers. Bunkering the rest of the shock troopers. Great hit there. Ace level punch there for McBain. Jolly solid. But will take some time there. Still to leverage it versus poor Farmer. Due to the tank there is. Panthers on the T-34 from 6. Another T-34 on the way for poor Farmer. In fact, he can go for another one almost. He's going for machine gun though. Not a bad idea at all. McBain moments away from another Panther 4 here. Another, well, a Panther 4. I don't think he went for one. That was more what I wanted him to do, but he instead went for a Storm Panther. Well, he did go for an action. Anyways, Panther 4 something for the T-34 from 6. Indonesia and something suppressed up north. We got Pioneers versus the Contra there. Almost got him. Need to be careful not to send his T for the pack 40 so they can easily be swarmed by Russian infantry and armor. Oh, sorry, didn't arm infantry armor. Almost got it. There you go. Actually finishes off there. Close one though. Need to get the pack 40s back to safety. Another Panther on the way there for McBain. Seems like he might be on the verge of turning this around, but it's certainly still looking, I think, a bit hazardous. Need to retreat the Panther getting over here. The contract is now threatening the retreat of the pack 40s. This is really bad there for McBain if that happens. Panther 4 the slow getting ready. Panther with the finally being forced. Gunnies Pioneers being rushed out. Might want to use the Gunnies to get out the pointy and then the other point, so they're going to be fully enforced. T-34 arriving. Crippled through the pack 40s. Oh dear. The situation for McBain is a definite mess. The MG42 is also back at base. Panther there also waiting reinforcement. Almost done. Panther 4 almost done. Pack 4 is about to get wiped out. There you go. First one down. Second down about to go down as well here. Gunnies moving out. Panther fasting, but may risk. Yeah, he's going to lose Gunnies as well in return. McBain's forces now heavily depleted. He has the Panther 4, but he lost so much equipment there. The LMGs, the pack 40s. Not a great situation engaged with McBain. His situation looks quite frankly desperate. It's not impossible. It's going to require some absolutely top-notch maneuvering and otherwise mind games here. I think at this point they have a chance versus a poor Farmer. Panther 4 moving ahead, so ignoring the conscripts to take out the T-34. Petrucci on the way there for a poor Farmer. Pack 4 there. Oh, yeah. I think McBain at this point might in fact be a bit tilted. He got the T-34, but he's going to lose the Panther 4. And the matchup question, of course, there will be then, would that be worth it? And the answer to that is obviously going to be no, since the T-34 from 6 is much more easily replaced than the Panther 4, particularly considering how the map currently is laid out. I mean, he can replace the T-34 from 6 like every 3 minutes with the current fuel incoming. McBain is going to take, well, somewhere in the vicinity of 6 minutes. I mean, that's, 2 times difference there. Now, of course, not even accounting for, again, the T-34 from 6 is like, a third cheaper, roughly, in terms of fuel there than the Panther 4. Roughly. Bomb grenade off there, did some nice damage. Ground the centre big port, ground the west one, we got 41, 244. But yeah, overall, McBain is hanging on here by a very, very thin thread. The guys support called in McBain to further disrupt what little he has left on the field here versus a poor Farmer. So therefore, strafing in, unleashing hail and death there upon the Germans. Need to retreat that. More Gunnies there for McBain. Grab the western point of the Pioneers. Continue towards the centre. Pioneers and Guineas about the western victory point. Katusha is ready. Yeah, he's just flying to the base there. Getting some more kills here on McBain. Not a lot of them, but still, not enough. I think just enough there to sort of, further disrupt McBain here in his recovery. Ace Panzer versus the conscripts. Need to stop at the right time and then chuck a grenade, I think. Up close to the conscripts, they have a significant better chance of the submachine. To the Panzer, the fighting well there. T-34 almost done. McBain, there's still some time away from any armor. A shock troops with an MG42 moving about there.
T-34 ready for combat.
And got a wipe there. Pioneer squad lost from McBain and the 3rd Panzer Division. Shock troops tanking MG42. T-34 coming up and getting the Pioneers. Sending up the M42, chucking grenade at it, right as sets up. Great work there by Paul Farmer. Machine gun wiped. I mean, this McBain though is pretty much out of the game, so there you go. GG, game over. A nice little fight here in Crossroads. I think McBain partly just again lost by going for the heavy panzer instead of for medium armor. Tactically, there was also some issues here and there with some, I think, bad calls, which further, helped Paul Farmer. But also, just Paul Farmer played really well with the Soviets. Played to the strengths well, make good use of merge, but also. And finally, just losing the early machine was really bad. I mean, he can overcome this to some extent, he did, but he's just really bad for McBain and definitely set him back there. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I'll learn something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.